for this live stream. Playing Ghost of Tsushima, brand new, just came out. This is actually a couple days into it right now. There are a lot of people who are playing this game that say, you know, when I played it for like a few hours, 3 or 4 hours, and it just didn't do it for me. You gotta play it for, you know, a day, 2 days. Once you start unlocking a lot of the different abilities, and I'll show you here in a second. Let me see. So you start unlocking different techniques, it gets easier. Now, of course, there's different fighting stances. You know, if you're fighting an opponent with swords, if you're fighting an opponent with a shield, with the staff, I haven't unlocked Moon Stance yet. It's effective against brutes. But, then of course you have all these different, let me see, where's it at? You have these different moves you can unlock, and unless you're playing for a while and you start unlocking all of this really cool stuff, you're not really gonna start to understand everything that's in this game. And I want to zoom out. You see how much of it there is. Now I've liberated 12 out of 24 in the lower province. The upper province I haven't gotten to yet, but there's a lot of different things you can do, like the fox dens. You basically follow the fox to a shrine, and the fox shrine directly affects your, I'm thinking, it directly affects your charms, I believe. And a charm, of course, is like, it gives you a small amount of health, protection from certain types of attacks, stuff like that. There's so much about this game, you know, like the hot springs basically gives you a boost of health, and then there's all these places, like there's survivor camps where you can trade certain items, you can purchase others. There's so much to this, and then of course there's like mythic tales that give you phenomenal power moves, I guess. So I have, as you can see, you know, in the progress, this is Act 1. I've already recruited a number of people, and I'm basically going through and accomplishing different missions before I go and tackle the big mission trying to rescue his uncle. And I'm not going to go into spoilers too much, but if you're watching this, you know, since I am a little bit into the game, it kind of missed the beginning where it explains everything that goes on. So, you know, it's not too spoilerish, but a lot of what's happening will kind of, you know, you'll kind of be like, well, what the hell, you know. So anyways, with that being said, I'm going to jump right into it. I'm going to go tackle some objectives. The cost of iron, as you can see here, I'm probably going to go over here to Hammer and Forge. This ties in with Act 1, forge a tool to climb the walls of Castle Kaneda. And then, you know, different ones like the Heavenly Strike. I'm going to go through and tackle them. And I know I haven't been on YouTube, really, over the past, I really haven't been on there much. But I possibly am going to put more videos on there. I'm not sure. I'm also a writer, so I am working on getting my novel fit to publish. So that's been taking up a lot of my time. But if I do have time, I am going to be making game review videos and all that other stuff. But if not, I will be putting live streams on my YouTube so that there is content on my YouTube. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, this live stream, and let's get started with several of these missions, just to show you how Ghost of Tsushima plays, and how the world of Ghost of Tsushima is different from most open world games that you might have played recently. Now, an interesting thing is the wind, as you can see, actually guides you towards where you're supposed to go. And I hold on the left direction button, and it can call your horse. Now, in Red Dead Redemption 2, you press triangle to call or to mount your horse. Don't do that here, because he draws a sword, and then if you hit your horse, he'll run away. It doesn't hurt your horse, but it pisses him off. You'll see the prompt came up for a standoff. It gives you the option of a standoff where you can basically one-hit kill them, but I got too close to them. I didn't know they were there. So I kind of missed my opportunity. Now with these guys, parry is very important. You want to parry their strike. This one's just blocking. Let me see. There you go. See, if you parry their attack, it completely throws them off. And it opens them up for an unchallenged strike. Now these archers are a little difficult, especially if they have some distance away from you. But for the most part, if you can close ground with them and you roll basically like this, left and right, it avoids them from targeting you, and you can pretty much make quick work of them because their only weapon essentially is the bow. So if you close ground with them and you get close, there's really nothing they can defend themselves with. You also have to watch it because there is fall damage on this. Now I am playing this on a PS4 Slim. I'm not playing it on a PlayStation 4 Pro. So this video you're seeing on YouTube is probably in 720. If I was on a PS4 Pro, I'm sure it could be in, you know, 1080p. Now obviously for immersion, I put it on Japanese spoken language and English subtitles.
それには命をかけるほどの価値があるのだな。通行証があれば誰でも猛虎に止められることなく自由に道を通れます。役に立ちそうだ。ええ、その通りで、アキュードの荷車は道の先に残ったままです。俺が代わりに見つけてこよう。お主らは休んでおれ。
You have a number of different missions like this, where you're basically helping people or you're trying to secure something of value from the Mongols, which have invaded this section of Japan in the game. Also, if you want to take a picture, you hold right, and you can move it around wherever you want it. See, just like that. Alright, now, let me see where I'm going. Oh, it's actually behind me. So, I'm going to head towards my objective. Now, a critique some of these game reviewers had is that they wanted to be able to chop down bamboo trees, which is kind of retarded because, the game engine obviously would have to support destructibility like that, and this game engine doesn't necessarily support it. It's a good game engine, it's a great game engine, but the fact that that's one of their critiques was a little, it was a little odd for me. At this point in the game, I do have the bow and arrow, but you have to find the bow and arrow. You don't get it right away. There's actually one of the samurai masters, the samurai lords, that you have to go and find. Let me see. I believe Sensei Ishikawa is the sensei that you have to recruit in order to get the bow and arrow. He's a legendary bowmaster. So there's purpose for everything that you do in this game, obviously, whether it's big or small, and it all adds to his legend, to his story, you know. I've heard other people say this about the Ghost of Tsushima, and I completely agree. This is the best Assassin's Creed game that's ever been made, and it hasn't been made by Ubisoft, and that's tragic. But one of the most important things about this game, or one of the greatest things about this game, is that there is no back and forth between the past and the present. It is solely in the past, and that's absolutely fantastic.
遅かった。お侍、こちらへ。通行証を持ったアキュードを助けてください。実は弟なんです。なんだと？通行証を奪おうとしたのも全て家名のためでした。猛虎に加担したのであれば許してはおけぬ。そんないいやつなんです。どうか。無事かはわからぬが探してみよう。お願いします。兵は後を残しておるはずだ。あった、あっちか。脇にそれた。
Yeah, word of advice. You might be a samurai, but if that bear gets a hold of you, it's gonna tear you up. And again, that's from personal experience, and you'll see people online saying the same thing. You gotta kill that bear as quickly as possible because he's vicious. This isn't Far Cry. One thing I want to point out is the tracks. They lead in a certain direction. You basically observe which direction they go, and if they do change direction, make sure to note that. If it's gonna let me, I will do the standoff so you can see what the standoff is. It may not let me though. Nope, it's not letting me.
逃がしてやる。ありがとうございます、お侍。礼などいらぬ。猛虎に加担しておると聞いたが。奴らが約束したんです。物資を運べば家族は見逃すと。兄は死んだぞ。お主の通行証を奪おうとしておった。そんな、あのバカ。道理で俺が疑われたわけだ。通行証など持ってません。あれには運び手の名が彫られてるんです。他のものは使えないのか。もう行け。また猛虎と手を組んでみろ。その前に殺される。それより家族が気がかりですが、顔向けはできません。ああ、なんてことを。どうすればいい。
There are certain environmental hazards, like this beehive, wasp nest, whatever it is. There's also certain explosive barrels in certain areas that you can actually use fire arrows on to, cause damage. You see it in a lot of other games nowadays, but the fact that they have it in certain parts of the game make strategizing very essential to surviving, because especially when you first start out in this game, it's easy to get overwhelmed, but again, as you learn different moves, as you get used to the combat, as you get faster and stronger, everything gets a lot easier, and that's when it goes from being a little tedious to being very fun. This is like detective mode, basically. Using this, basically you'll press the pressure pad on the controller, and it's basically allowing him to see through walls. You can see that person over there. You can also see enemies. I believe enemies are highlighted in red, just so you know. It does help you whenever you're strategizing, whenever you're trying to take out one of these outposts or whatever. So right now I'm going to head to this next one. I'm going to see what is there. There's something confirmed to be there, but I'm not sure what it is yet. And of course, this is the standoff I'm talking about. If done right, it's a one-hit kill. Whenever you're fighting these types of battles, it is absolutely essential that you have open space so you can maneuver. The way you stay alive is you maneuver. You also have to switch your stances based upon the weapons that your enemy are using. Gotta see what this guy is carrying. Swords. For this guy, it's all about dodging, but I gotta take care of the archer first. And I believe that's it. Thanks for checking out my live stream. I greatly appreciate it. If you have not purchased Ghost of Tsushima, I definitely recommend that you do it. It's a lot of fun. There's so much to do in this world. Yeah, it's not as wide open as a game like Grand Theft Auto 5, where San Andreas is super huge. But feudal Japan, you're playing as a samurai. The combat is solid. The game is a hell of a lot of fun. I would recommend definitely checking it out. Don't rent it, buy it. You're going to be glad you did, especially if you enjoy games like Assassin's Creed, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. It might not be as hard as that, but don't go into these battles thinking you're going to be able to mow over them, because you won't. You got to learn the strategy. So thanks for checking out this live stream. I appreciate it. Feel free to check out Ghost of Tsushima. In my opinion, it is the best game this year. So thanks for checking out my live stream. Also, feel free to follow me on Twitter at Sentinel17, bottom of your screen. Check out my other videos on YouTube, and a lot more of my content from this point forward will probably be live streams. I might keep them a little shorter, more action-packed, but with Ghost of Tsushima, it's a longer, drawn-out game. It's not as super action-packed as some titles, but it's definitely worth playing. So thanks for checking out this live stream. I appreciate it. I'll catch you guys later.